Hello everyone. Welcome to AS Edutorials. Today we will learn about components of food. Before starting the subtopics, let us know what does the title of the lesson mean to say. The title, Components of Food, refers to the different types of nutrients present in the food we eat, such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, fibers, and water. These components are essential for the proper growth and functioning of our body. Our meals may usually have a grain item, along with dal or meat or vegetables, and sometimes curd, buttermilk, or pickles. Different regions have different meals with varying food items. When we travel, we may not have access to such a variety of food. While traveling, we consume the food or meals available there. Why does our body really need different kinds of food? There is a reason why our meals have variety of foods. Our body needs different nutrients from different foods to function properly. Eating a variety of foods helps us get all the necessary nutrients that our body needs. This is why our meals usually consist of a distribution of different types of food. 1.1 What do different food items contain? Each dish we eat is made up of one or more ingredients that come from plants or animals. These ingredients contain some components that are needed by our body. These components are called nutrients. The major nutrients in our food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, and water. Not all foods contain all these nutrients. We can test whether cooked food or a raw ingredient contains one or more of these nutrients using simple methods. The tests can be done and observations can be recorded in Table 1.2 of the textbook. To conduct the tests mentioned, we need solutions of iodine, copper sulfate, and caustic soda, as well as a few test tubes and a dropper. You can try these tests on both cooked food items and raw materials and record your observations in Table 1.2. Some instructions for preparing solutions. Carbohydrates are of different types such as starch and sugars. We can easily test if a food item contains starch or not. Test for starch. Putting 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution on food items shows whether they contain starch or not. If the food items turn blue, black is shown alongside, then the food items contain starch. Test for protein. If a solid food item is to be tested, first it has to be converted into a paste or powdered. Grind or mash a small quantity of the food item. Put some of this in a clean test tube, add 10 drops of water to it and shake the test tube. Adding 2 drops of copper sulfate solution or 10 drops of solution of caustic soda to the test tube. If the food item turns violet, the item contains proteins. Test for fats. To test for fat in a food item, simply take a small quantity of food and crush it in a piece of paper. Look for an oily patch and hold the paper up to the light to make sure. Sometimes a food item may have some water in it. In this case, keep the paper to dry for some time, and later, after the paper has dried, check for the oily patch. If there isn't any patch, then the item does not contain any fat. So, what do these tests show? Are fats, proteins, and starch present in all the food items that you tested? Does a food item contain more than one nutrient? Do you find any food item that does not contain any of these nutrients? The tests done show whether a food item contains fats, proteins, and starch, or not. No, not all food items contain all the 3 nutrients. Some may contain 1 or 2 of these, or some may contain all 3. A food item also contains nutrients like vitamins and minerals. It is very rare to find a food item without any nutrients, as nutrients are very essential for the growth and development of our body. A food item also contains nutrients like vitamins and minerals, other than the ones we tested for. 1.2 What do various nutrients do for our body? Carbohydrates and fats both provide energy to our body. In fact, fats give much more energy as compared to the same amount of carbohydrates. Foods containing fats and carbohydrates are also known as energy-giving foods. Proteins are required for the growth and repairing of our body. Foods proteins are often called as bodybuilding foods. Vitamins are important for our body, and there are many different types of vitamins, such as vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K. We need these vitamins in small amounts to stay healthy. Each vitamin has its own work. For example, vitamin A keeps our skin and eyes healthy, vitamin C helps our body fight diseases, and vitamin D helps us use calcium for strong bones and teeth. Different food items contain different types of vitamins. Some foods containing vitamins are shown alongside and also in figures 1.6 and 1.9 in the textbook. Our body requires minerals in small quantity. Each one is essential for the proper growth and development of our body and to maintain good health. Most food items contain more than one nutrient, but some nutrients may be present in larger quantities than the others. For example, rice is mostly made up of carbohydrates. Thus, we say that rice is a carbohydrate-rich source of food. Along with different nutrients, our body also needs dietary fibers and water. Dietary fibers, also called roughage, are mainly found in plant products like whole grains, pulses, potatoes, fresh fruits, and vegetables. Roughage does not provide nutrients, but still are an essential part of our food. This helps our body get rid of undigested food. Water is important for our body to function properly. It helps our body absorb nutrients from the food we eat and remove waste products through sweat and urine. We usually get the water we need by drinking fluids such as water, milk, and tea. We also add water to most of the cooked food we eat. Fruits and vegetables also contain some amount of water in them, such as the watermelon. These also help to meet our body's water needs to some extent. 1.3 Balanced diet. The food we normally eat in a day is our diet. For growth and maintenance of good health, our diet should have all the nutrients that our body needs, in right quantities. The diet should also contain a good amount of roughage and water. Such a diet is called a balanced diet. Pulses, groundnut, sprouted seeds such as Bengal gram, fermented foods such as South Indian foods, a combination of flours, spinach, jaggery, grains, pulses, available vegetables and fruits, and other such foods provide many nutrients. Therefore, one can eat a balanced diet without expensive food materials. Note that, not only eating the right kind of food is important, but also cooking them in a proper way is essential. For example, some vegetables or fruits lose the important nutrients if they are washed after cutting or peeling them. Similarly, sifting the flour results in loss of the important nutrients in it. Also, repeated washing of rice and pulses may remove some vitamins and minerals present in them. Cooking also results in the loss of certain nutrients. Many useful proteins and considerable amounts of minerals are lost if excess water is used during cooking and is then thrown away. Vitamin C gets easily destroyed by heat during cooking. Earlier in this lesson, we learned that fats provide more energy than carbohydrates. But also remember that eating a lot of food containing fats would result in obesity. 1.4 Deficiency diseases. Sometimes, even if someone is eating enough food, they may not be getting all the important nutrients their body needs. This can happen if the food they eat doesn't have a particular nutrient. If this continues for a long time, it can cause a deficiency of that nutrient in their body. When our bodies don't get enough of certain nutrients over a long period, it can lead to diseases or disorders. We call these health problems deficiency diseases. In simple words, deficiency diseases occur when our bodies don't get the right nutrients for a long time, and this can make us sick. So it's important to make sure we're getting a balanced diet with all the necessary nutrients to keep our bodies healthy. If a person does not get enough proteins in his or her food for a long time, he or she is likely to have stunted growth, that is slow growth, swelling of face, discoloration of hair, skin diseases, and diarrhea. If the diet is deficient in both carbohydrates and proteins for a long period of time, the growth may stop completely. Such a person becomes very lean and thin and so weak that he or she may not even be able to move. Deficiency of different vitamins and minerals may also result in certain diseases or disorders. Alongside is a table shown, which shows some diseases or disorders caused by deficiency of vitamins and minerals. In this chapter, we asked ourselves the reason why widely varying food from different regions had a common distribution. This distribution, we find, ensures that our meals have a balance of the different nutrients needed by the body. So, that was all for today's video. Hope the whole lesson is clear. Meet you in the next video, with more explanation videos. Till then, if you have understood the lesson, subscribe for further updates, and keep learning. Any doubts, post in the comment section below, and they will surely be cleared soon.